excited. As I'm sure you already know, love crochet-alongs. I hope you love crochet-alongs. And I have a new one coming to you on October 3rd. So this crochet-along is winter themed, not Christmas themed, as per the request of my newsletter subscribers, and will be released in 11 sections over 6 weeks. So you'll get a new section every Monday and Friday, unless you grab the ebook to get it all up front. Want to know what the cow's called? It is the Pole to Pole Mosaic Blanket. Does that give you any clue? Okay, so before I reveal the design, for those of you who are new to this, what is a crochet along? So a crochet along is where a whole community of crocheters get together, crochet the same pattern together over a set period of time, or a bit longer if you need it, and inspire each other, encourage each other, help each other when you get stuck. I mean, it's just that amazing feeling of doing something along with somebody else. It is fabulous for those of us who need a little bit more motivation to do large projects, which I know some of us do. I'm sorry, I say us, not myself. I love crocheting blankets, but I know it's a common issue that people run into, you know, that they do the first, 100 rows and then lose focus, get a bit bored. But we're going to do this together. We have your back. Okay, so you probably want to see the blanket to see if this is something that you'd like to crochet. Let's go through it piece by piece. So I ended up calling it Pole to Pole because when I thought about what makes a winter blanket, you know, what kind of theme should I go for? You didn't want Christmas. I immediately went to nature, the outdoors, what kind of animals do you see in winter? And, you know, not just here in the UK, but around the world, because the UK is kind of small. And accidentally picked animals from opposite poles of the planet. So I figured Pole to Pole would be a good name for it. So winter, gotta start with some snowflakes, right? Then we move on to some cute little penguins. Oh, these are so adorable. I did originally plan on doing them with little yellow feet and a little yellow nose, but I wanted to keep this beginner friendly. I wasn't sure how many people would be comfortable with color work, so you do have that option. And if you do go with the yellow feet, which was the original design I had, then I do cut out this extra white row so the feet are touching the bottom of the penguin. But I put that in there just to make it a little bit more beginner friendly and only 2 colors. Next, yes, we're gonna have a lot of snowflakes. We have some more snowflakes. And kind of reminiscent of my darling Dachshund blanket, I put in a bit of Morse code because I needed a bit of filler because I wanted the next section to have a dark blue background, and I really enjoyed doing the Morse code in the last blanket. So this Morse code says winter this time because that was the theme. Okay, fun section. A polar bear. Now you can see why it's pole to pole, because polar bears and penguins don't live in the same place, or at least that's what Google says. Then, oh, if I can get it, we have another snowflake. I think this one is my favorite. Okay, this bit is going to be a little bit hard to show off on camera because it's quite wide, the design. But next we have 2 polar bears with a bigger snowflake in between them. So again, reminiscent of my darling Dachshund blanket where you had 2 Dachshunds with a big love heart in the middle. This is 2 polar bears with a snowflake in the middle. Then we go back to the Morse code and some more snowflakes, back to more penguins, and finish with another different snowflake. So what do you think? Do you think this is wintry enough for your tastes? So if you're in, you're probably going to be wanting to know what materials you need so that you can grab them all before the cow begins. Okay, so I crocheted my version using 2 colors of DK weight yarn. I used Stylecraft Specialty K in French Navy and white. Now for the yardages, please excuse me, I'm gonna have to look at my laptop. I can't remember numbers these days. So for the French Navy, I used approximately 3,015 meters or 3,298 yards. This is for a reversible sample, by the way. And for white, I used 2,565 meters or 2,805 yards. You'll also need a 4mm or G6 crochet hook, a really good pair of scissors because who wants to be faffing around with those all the time? Optional, you know, things like stitch markers, row counters. It depends on how you like to handle your projects, but hopefully you can grab that from Stash or your local little yarn store before kickoff day. So Regardless of the yarn that you use, if your gauge matches mine, which is 17.5 stitches per row and 16.5 rows to get you your 10 centimeters or 4 inches, then your blanket will be roughly 163 centimeters or just over 65 inches by 115 centimeters or 46 inches. That is before you add the border, so bear that in mind. So if your gauge isn't the same as mine, or you're using a different hook size, or anything else is a bit different, then yes, the final size of your blanket will be slightly different. If you want to get a rough idea of how big or small it's going to end up, try out my blanket size calculator, which will clue you in advance so that you are not surprised by the outcome. So in order to join the CAL, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, or a few things. Firstly, the CAL community is going to be hosted inside the Elimee Designs Facebook group, so be sure to join there. Secondly, you're going to want to, via my blog post or social media or here below, join up to my newsletter. Specifically because each section is going to be released via email, so it's not going to be free on the blog this time, and you don't want to miss out on any of the sections. Lastly, if you don't just want the free graphs, if you want to grab it all in one go, if you want the written instructions, if you want the UK and US terms, or you want the large print option, grab the ebook. The ebook will cover you for all of these things, meaning that you don't have to wait for each section to be released. You can do them in any order that you want in your own time. That's where you want to go. Perhaps you're new to overlay mosaic crochet. Maybe you haven't tried it before. Don't worry, I have you covered. I have a range of mosaic crochet video tutorials on my channel that will get you from beginner all the way to feeling confident and being able to tackle a blanket like this. So a summary of the key points so that you feel completely ready to get started. We're kicking off on October 3rd. You need to join the Elimee Designs Facebook group if you want the community vibe, and join my newsletter if you want to receive all of the free sections as they are released.